And good evening, everyone, and welcome to our spiritual discussion for tonight. Being present is a gift. So I am super excited to talk about this wonderful topic. It came to me to speak about. So that is what we will be doing. If you feel like you would like to share this out, feel free to share it to your pages or to your group pages if they allow it. Remember, for this spiritual discussion, it is a discussion. So that means it is between two parties. That means I will be talking some, but that also means that you guys get to talk as well. So if something comes up about the topic that we're talking about and you would like to ask that question, feel free to ask that question, because that is why I am here. But remember, we're only talking about the topic at hand. So that is what we will be doing. And like I said, this is the topic about being present is a gift. And if you guys would like to share it, feel free to share it to your pages. I am just reloading my laptop here so that way I can see your comments if they don't show up on my screen, and also so I can share this out to my groups as well. So I am very excited to share this, and we are going to start off as I begin to share this out. I want to start off with a question. And the question I want everyone just to think about, and you can write your response in the comments below, is what does being present mean to you? Like, what is when someone says, hey, you know what, you need to be a little bit more present, or hey, let's be present in the moment. What does that mean to you? Hey, Karen, thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Hi, Sally. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Hi, Kathleen Joy. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. All right. So like I said, I'm just sharing that out. There is my question to you guys about what I asked, that if you want to answer that question. What does being present mean to you? Catch you online. I might have to go. I am working. No worries, James. No worries at all. I am just here talking about that gift of being present, and I thank you so much for your presence here with me now. So remember, guys, it is the question that we're just asking, or the question that I'm asking all of you is, what does it mean for you when someone says to be present? Hi, Bernadette. Thanks for joining. Hi, oh goodness. Hello, Miss Robinson. Hello. All right. So like I said, I'm just sharing this out to my groups, and if you guys want to go ahead and share it out, you can as well, or you can just feel free to answer that question that I posed to all of you. And remember, this is a spiritual discussion, so there will be me talking and then there will be you guys talking. Okay, so for James, he said, being present means that I am mindful. That's beautiful. And what does that mindfulness mean to you? Like, what does being mindful mean? What does being mindful mean to you? Like, how do you be mindful? How do you embody that presence? No, not worrying about things outside of the moment. That's beautiful, Kristen. I really enjoy that answer as well. So let's keep on, go ahead. Keep on putting up those answers of what does it mean for you in your mind to be present. Like I said, I'm just sharing this out to all of my groups. And once again, if you guys want to do that, you are more than welcome to. Being aware and open. Sally, that's beautiful. Hello, I am present in the now, not worrying about the future and not dwelling on the past. Donna, that's awesome. That's a wonderful answer as well. Let's see, I'll share this to you. I'm loving your guys' answers so far. They are absolutely beautiful. I don't have 5 pages open and I'm listening to you as well. Beautiful. Yes, being completely present in that way. That's beautiful. So I love that you guys are really talking about being present and what that means for you in your daily, or what that kind of just means for you. Because what we have to remember about being present, it's not only about the physical condition of your mind. It's also, I'm going to kind of throw this out there, what does it mean spiritually for you to be present? What does that mean for you? Like, just kind of take a minute or so to really think about, okay, so physically or emotionally, I know that I'm not worrying. I know that everything's good. I'm seeing things, but what does that mean spiritually for you? Because I got such a cool answer that I can't wait to share with you guys. But first, I want to see what your answers are. I want to see what you guys get for your answer, just to see, because that's what that's what I am here to do. I'm here to start that discussion so we can all get into it together. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for joining. So let's see. Only posted half my comment. Being present is fully engaged in the moment, being receptive and engaged, especially listening. I think that listening is a big one for me. I have a tendency to overthink things. Beautiful. Yes. Well, I'm glad that you were able to clear that up there, James, and you were able to get your whole comment in that time. So soul reaction. Beautiful. All right, so I'm just sharing this to one more group, guys, and then I think we should be good, and then I can go ahead and give you guys what my answer is for this the beautiful answer that I got for me. So once again, I'm going to put it out there one more time. What is it that for you, spiritually, like what does it spiritually mean for you to be present? So we have one answer that says soul reaction. To do that work, what we are guided to do, Sally, that's beautiful. Being present spiritually, aware of where I am in my beliefs of myself and the universe. Beautiful, Donna. All right, I'm loving these answers, guys. And this is why I love doing my spiritual discussions, because we get to really share. And so, as you are sharing, you're actually inspiring other people. That's what you're doing. So all of you that are currently sharing, you are inspiring other people to do the same. And you may be lighting someone up because the way that you're saying something may actually just make 100% sense to someone. Being present in the power of now, the vibration that you are emitting in the universe, to be grateful for I have right now. Beautiful answers, guys. I'm loving this. Like I said, this is why I put these things on. Julie's answer. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, so, okay, so I can now exit off of that. Okay, so closing that laptop. Sorry, we're not doing any readings tonight. This is just a spiritual discussion, but you are more than welcome to stay and interact with us and have a wonderful night full of spiritual wisdom, not only from me, but from everyone here, because each person has a valid point to make. So this was my answer that I received for what does being present mean spiritually? Being in the presence means, or being present means being in the presence, which means that you are in the force. You are in the only real force in the universe. It precedes you wherever you go, which means ease, grace, and flow. So that was the answer that I got. So for me, being present isn't only about being here, being now, not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, not projecting in either way, but being fully present in this moment with all of you. Not thinking about, oh my gosh, what am I going to do after this? Or, oh my gosh, what's going to happen after this? Or what happened before this? Just being fully here, fully now. And when I am in the present moment, I am in the presence of love. Love does not exist in the past. It does not exist in the future. It only exists within the here and now. And when I am in that presence, that force, which is the only real force in the universe, precedes me. I don't have to worry about anything because love is going to take care of everything. All I have to do is be present in the moment and not allow my illusions, whatever those illusions may be. Maybe it's fear about something. Maybe it's intrepidation about something. I don't let that color my present moment. Instead, I allow myself to see what is happening, but from that observer perspective. Just like James had said, he said, be mindful. And that's a big part of it. And just like Sally said, to not be worrying about anything that could happen or will happen or should have happened, but just being fully here and fully now. And, one of the big reasons that we are, we could say, allowing source energy to flow through you. Exactly, Julie. That's a beautiful, short answer to exactly what I just said. I love that. Allowing source energy to flow through you. I tend to get very flowery with my words. So, Julie, you hit the nail right there on the head. Thank you so much for summing that up so beautifully. So, one of the reasons I think we avoid being present is we're preoccupied a good majority of the time with the past. We're actually afraid to be present. And I know that probably sounds like really weird, be like, I'm present with you right now. And you may be, but part of your mind may be projecting to the past. Oh, what happened throughout the day? And maybe judging yourself. Or maybe you're projecting forward into the future. Just like James said, he said sometimes he has a tendency to overthink. And where we tend to overthink is we don't overthink the moment. We overthink either what led up to that moment, or we are thinking about what that moment is going to be. Instead of just being here, being now, and saying, you know what? I'm just here. I'm just now. I need to be present in this here and in this now, not in the past and not in the future, just here. Not trying to think about what should happen or what I should say, but allowing yourself to drop in to, your spirit, your source, whatever you want to call that, and allowing yourself to be used. A good majority of the time, I have no idea what I'm going to say or when I'm going to say it. And you can, for those of you who have had readings with me or had mentorships with me, I don't know what I'm going to say. I have no idea. I simply just tell you either the words, the visions, or whatever I'm getting in that moment. I just relay that to you because that's all that I can do. I can't do anything else. I can only relay to you what I am being given in that moment. And whatever it is that you need to know in that moment, you will. That's how spirit works. Spirit, I've always said that guidance isn't about the future. And guidance isn't about the past. It's about the here. It's about the now. This is when everything happens. Right here, right now. Not 40 years from now. And not 40 years, in the past. All guidance from love is here and is now. Nowhere else. It doesn't exist anywhere else. It can't exist anywhere else. That's where we need to be, to allow source to just use us. And that is, my prayer always is just use me, move me in all ways today. But how can I be used and moved if I'm still contemplating and still thinking about the past or I'm thinking about the future? Where is there room for guidance to come in? Where is there room for the divine to inform me if my mind is so preoccupied with the past or too preoccupied with the future? And those thoughts are, combating in my mind. Where's there room for guidance? There is none. And it's not because we're bad. It's not because we're stupid. It's because our ego monkey mind says, well, if you don't think about it, then terrible things are going to happen. I mean, and if you don't think about it and all those things, well, then all these bad things are going to happen. But if you just kind of sat down and said, you know what? These are some of the tools that I like to use for keeping myself present in the moment when I start to find myself either projecting to the past or going into the future. So one of the things that I like to do is recognize and acknowledge my thoughts. Okay, where am I? Actually, I don't say where am I say when am I? When am I thinking? Am I thinking about what I'm doing right now, or am I thinking about what I would be doing in 15 minutes? Okay, when am I thinking? Well, am I thinking about what happened last week, or am I thinking about what's here, what's now? Where am I? When am I? When am I thinking? And so that's a great way to begin and say, okay, well, I'm not present because I am right now thinking about the past, or I'm thinking about the future. I'm not really thinking about right here, right now. Another beautiful way that you can do that is name what you're doing in that moment. You know, what are you doing in that moment? Are you walking your dog? Are you cleaning the dishes? Are you writing a paper? Are you walking? Are you breathing? Are you blinking? What are you doing in that moment? Name it. So that way you are bringing yourself back to the present by naming what you are doing. Another great one is about naming, and this is just from Tony Robbins, naming 5 things that are right in front of you. What's in front of me right now? I need to bring myself back to the present moment. So the one way that I can do that is by naming, well, what's right in front of me? Like, what's here for me? And then look at where you are projecting. Are you projecting backwards, or are you projecting forwards? And those are just some of the ways that you can begin to really get the gift of being present. Because guys, let me tell you, when you are present in the moment, just like we have had Julie say, we have had Sally say, source flows through you. Source flows through you, and it informs you what you think you need to do, or what you need to do in that moment. And it speaks for you as well. That's the beauty. It speaks for you. It does it through you. You know, miracles are just that shift in perception. And that shift in perception is done not by, some crazy, outlandish, thought system or mantra or anything like that. It's a shift in perception from fear over to love. That's all that it is. And when you shift into love, like I said, for me, spiritually, being present means I am in the presence of love. And love is going to do it through me. It's going to do it for me, and it's going to do it through me. I don't have to necessarily do anything. Like I tell a lot of my clients, I'm just the mouthpiece. I'm just the pretty face. That's all I'm here to do. I just deliver the message. I am simply the vessel through which that message flows. But there are hundreds and thousands of other messengers out there who deliver the message just in different ways. This just happens to be my way of delivering the message. And we know that we are being present, and we know that we are receiving that guidance when what we are saying not only brings peace, not only brings you back to the moment, and not only makes you feel comfortable, but it makes you just feel peaceful. And it makes you feel like the person that you're speaking to is really compassionate and really loving. And sometimes, we have those Saturn teachers out there. I have a personal friend of mine, a very close personal friend of mine, who is a Saturn teacher. And I love her dearly. And when Spirit speaks through her, it really is amazing. Because yes, love is not just, that's not what love is. Love sometimes does have to be very, very, not forceful, stern. Yes. What a gift to wake up from my nap. Thank you for this message. You are welcome. My cats help keep me in the moment when I am home. They follow me everywhere and demand I stay present and pay attention to them. They shift my thoughts to love. That's beautiful, Karen. That's another great way. Our pets definitely are those emanators of present. Because, your dog can't listen to music when it's on its walk with you. It's just on the walk with you. It's just there in the moment with you. Now, you may be listening to music, you may be doing it to de-stress, but your dog, it's just there to enjoy the moment. And that's what the gift of being present is, to enjoy the moment. And we don't do that enough. We don't enjoy our moments because we're either thinking about the past or thinking about the future. And that's what we have to begin to stop and say, you know what? Another great tool that you can look at or do is look at what you're trying to control. Ask, can I control this? If not, am I willing to surrender it? Because that's another thing. We oftentimes wrestle with trying to figure everything out ourselves. Like I said, in the present moment of now, love already has the answer for you. You're just too busy trying to figure it out yourself to listen. That's it, because you're preoccupied with what should I do, but you're not thinking about what should I do from a present point of vantage. You're thinking what used to work. So what are you really doing? You're not thinking in the present moment. You're thinking what used to work. So that's a past perception. You are projecting past into the present. That's all you're doing. And if we want to become present, like I said, we have to really say, okay, these are thoughts of the past. I want to come back to the here and the now. And that's it. So what I want to do now is I kind of want to open this up to any questions, comments, or concerns about what I have just spoken about, what I've just talked about. And, what's coming up for you? Was there something that I said, or maybe a comment that came up that, triggered something, a question within you? And like I said, a question about this topic, a question about what we have been speaking about. Any questions, comments, concerns that you have about this? Like I said, it's a spiritual discussion. I've done my part of the discussion and others have done theirs as well. So, if there's any other further questions, there are no stupid questions. There are merely questions that you have and that you can be willing to ask them. Because if you're not, how can I answer them? I can't answer them if you don't ask them. So if there are questions about what we have talked about, concerns, maybe you just are thinking, well, I don't know how I can do this. Whatever the case may be, feel free to type that question into the comments and I'll be more than happy to do my very best to answer those questions. And so as I wait for those comments to come on in, what I want to invite everyone to do, unless you are typing your question, which is totally fine, for those of you that aren't typing a question, what I want to invite you to do is I want to actually invite you into the present moment with me. And even if you are writing your question, you're still in that invitation, okay? So what we're going to do is I really just want you to close your eyes. Now, the reason I have you close your eyes is so that way there's nothing in the physical world that you see that can necessarily distract you. Okay? Then what I want to invite you to do is I want to invite you to put your hand over your heart chakra, over here, just in the middle of your chest. Okay? Allow yourself to do that. Okay, as you allow yourself, your eyes are closed, hands over your chest, what I want you to do is I want you to do this breathing pattern with me. Okay? Ready? On the count of 3, we're going to breathe in for 5. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. Let us breathe in. Hold it. We're going to hold it for 7. And we're going to let it out gently out the mouth for 8. Okay? And we're going to breathe in again to the count of 5. Ready? And breathe in. And hold it. And gently let it out your mouth. Okay? And here we are. And that's it. Here we are. We're here, we're now, and we're present. I didn't have an opportunity to answer the question about practical methods. I have currently been using restorative yoga as a means of becoming more mindful and centered. It has been powerful, and I've even noticed some wonderful changes in my body. I use prayer and meditation. Beautiful, James. I love that. I love that you're able to use those things to assist you to become present. And, breathing is a great one. Of course, some of the tools that I mentioned are great tools about really gaining that gift of presence. Because I can tell you, when this came to me, I was present. And it was the most beautiful feeling in the world. I just felt happy. I felt joyful because that was what my moment was filled with. It was filled with happiness and joy because I wasn't thinking about anything else. I wasn't thinking about what I should do or what I could have done. It was just, here's the look how wonderful you feel right now. And I said, oh my gosh, I want to share this with everyone. Like, I want to share the fact that I'm feeling so present and how good it feels to feel so present, to feel so here, to feel so now. I want to share that. And ways in which, it works for me, ways that help me to really feel that. And that's what I really wanted to share with all of you, is some ways in which you can do it and some ways in which, we want to, but we tend to stop ourselves, like I said, with the projection to the past or the projection into the future. And yeah, that's just what I really wanted to share today. So once again, I will see if there's any questions, comments, or concerns about what we have talked about. If not, totally fine. If so, great and wonderful. So I will just wait here in the present moment for any other questions, comments, or concerns about what we have just spoken about. And I think, for a lot of people, one thing that they're really afraid of is quiet, is silence. Because I could just sit here quietly, looking at the screen, smiling, because there's nothing else I need to do, because I'm not being guided to do anything else. I'm just being guided to sit here and just smile until a question arises. To just kind of be that anchor for the present moment, for the here, for the now. So until I'm guided to do something else, this is all I will do. Or unless a question arises. If it doesn't, then that's okay too. Oh, well, thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you. And hello to you, Helene. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have your energy on here as well, to be present with. And for those of you that join me for my ACIM support group, as soon as we're done with this live, let's see, what time is it? I've been on here for about 30 minutes, so I'll be live in 30 minutes, our normal 8 o'clock time, talking about our beautiful lesson what's our lesson? Oh, lesson number 63, which is let me not forget my function, which is another way of staying present in the moment, because our function, well, before I get into any of that, that's for my ACIM support group. But what I will say is being aware of your function, and your function is forgiveness. So I thank you all for joining me. I thank you all for being here. And don't be afraid of the present moment. Don't be afraid to come into this now moment. Sometimes our now moments are filled with fear. Sometimes our now moments are very scary. But instead of coming at them from an emotional standpoint, what I want to invite you to do instead is come from that observer standpoint to the best of your ability and ask yourself, how would love see this? How would source see this? How would God see this? How would my guides see this? And what might they want me to know? That's it. Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you. I will keep on shining and spreading the joy and spreading light, because that's all that any of us can really do. In truth, we can only spread light. We can only spread joy and happiness, because those are the only real thoughts. Fearful thoughts, anxious thoughts, worrisome thoughts. Those are thoughts that the ego has made to distract us from the truth. And like I said, sometimes they're really convincing, but we have to be willing to look at them, recognize them. Where is this coming from? Is it coming from the past or is it coming from the future? And just looking at that. And sometimes it's just as simple of becoming present as taking a breath. That's it. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I want to thank you all for being here. And I will see you all tomorrow for my morning quote.